Hello and welcome to yet another episode of my rants, which is now entitled In the Mind of UltimateDeep. Alright, first things first, that we have 3 announcements to make. Yup, first of all, we now have an updated topic board which also includes the announcement section you see here. Okay, secondly, I apologize for the lack of videos for now because right now I'm in the army for my basic military training. And obviously, you can't possibly ask me to do rants and videos from camp, can you? Well, if provided I have the time, I'll produce content as much as I can. And lastly, I finally hit 50 subscribers on this channel. It's not much, but it's to start off, that's fine. So keep it coming, guys. I want this channel to blossom real fast as time passes. So recommend your friends to subscribe to me if they want. As always, give a thumbs up or thumbs down and leave constructive comments in the comment sections below. Okay, now before I get this rant going, I have one warning to make. This is a serious issue on racism, and I take this really seriously. Now, if you are a racist and you are against Muslim or Islam in any way because of 9/11 or terrorism or anything else of that matter, no matter what your religion is, then please, get the fuck out of my show. I don't want to see you. And those who are sticking with me, I want to apologize if any part of this speech offends anyone in any way. This is really unintentional, so pardon me if it does happen. So without further ado, let's rock! And this topic is concerning the pastor, Terry Jones, who threatened to burn the Qu'ran for September 11. So let's talk a bit about him first. Terry Jones is a pastor of the Dove World Outreach Center. It's a small Christian church with a small community between 50 to 100. Now, this church is especially notorious for its criticism and negative remarks of Islam and gays. Okay, so now this is how the story goes, right? So just recently, a few days ago, the world got the attention of Terry Jones for his intentions to literally burn hundreds and hundreds of Qu'ran for this event he called the International Burn the Qu'ran Day, in lieu of the September 11 attacks. Now, just yesterday we marked the 9th anniversary for the September 11 attacks, which occurred in 2001, where the World Trade Center Twin Towers that collapsed and the Pentagon, which was damaged by planes hijacked by terrorists. This is what might be going on in his crazed head. There are 2 points. Alright, the terrorists or Al-Qaeda are Muslims, so he condemns the religion for 9/11. They may be Muslims, but let me tell you, all Muslims are not terrorists. Rather, I should say that the Al-Qaeda and the Islamic terrorists, they are upset to the whole Islam and the Muslim community, which means the majority of Muslims who are not terrorists, they ain't terrorists. The terrorists which I'm talking about have their own beliefs from the Quran, which eventually lead them to causing terror amongst the globe by blowing shit up day and night, taking hostages, hijacking, suicide bombing, this, that, etc. Second point, Jones was probably crazed by some Muslims' proposal of building a mosque near Ground Zero. To me, I can't say whether building a mosque near Ground Zero is wrong or not. In my eyes, I see it as another place of worship. Who knows, perhaps they were even Muslims. Muslims who were victims who perished in the Twin Towers during 9/11. For me, as a Catholic, and if this were to happen, I would build a church near Ground Zero. Exactly the same if you are a Muslim. Instead, there will be a mosque. Well, I would say, Muslims, if you feel like building one for your Muslim friends, especially for those who died in Ground Zero, I say why not? Go ahead, no stopping you. But to build it further away from Ground Zero, then I say, even better. That'll be ideal. Okay, now what this Terry Jones, in my view, he's another douchebag. What he intended to do has already drew loads of flack by leaders and millions across the globe. And this alone has sparked many protests. Already there's a few sparking off just Indonesia. And this tiny community of hardly 50 is challenging billions across the globe who are already pissed off for his acts. In my opinion, if he were to burn any Qu'ran at any time, at any instance, it would trigger a mass effect on security and a strain on peace, straining ties especially with the Muslim community. The Quran is a book so sacred to the Muslims that it's more sacred than anything else within their religion. It's much like the Bible towards me being Christian Catholics. Although his intentions of burning the Quran has already been cancelled for now, there's still a certain uneasiness of security. Imagine the fear factor that it were to cause if the burning of the Quran was to trigger. It would to trigger a massive surprise attack just for this pastor. Okay? Terry Jones is a douchebag. A freaking douchebag with no respect for the Muslims, using his propaganda with whatever methods he can think of. He has gathered supporters to support his views that Islam is of the devil. Which I don't think so. It's not the devil. So, idiots who are towards the burning of the Quran or condemn the Islamic faith, a takeaway for you. What will the Muslims do after seeing their sacred relic, their holy Quran, being engulfed in flames, or their faith has been deeply insulted in such a way? If so, what will happen to us if they were to do something to us? So this is a question I'm putting to those stupid people who think they can get away with that. Guys, have some respect for each other's religions, okay? We're in a world already filled with conflict. Enough is enough. And that's all I got about to say about that. So, I hope you guys have learned something from this rant. So, with that, I conclude today's rant and I will see you guys next time.